why don't we have as much written information from before and during the antiquity period of India, such as the Guptas compared to the Roman Empire? The reason is very simple. We had this immense education system which started from the very grassroots and went all the way up. We had small temples that served as schools in every locality, in every town and village. Then you had larger temples, then you had great temples, and you had universities. The great universities, these were all educational institutions. We also had the Mahaviharas and much more. So we had an enormous network of educational institutions in this country. All of that was destroyed during the Turkic invasions of India. They sought out and destroyed our universities and their immense libraries. You had so many great universities like Nalanda, Takshashila, Telhara, Vikramshila, Udantapuri, Shardapit, and so many that we have whose existence we don't even know of today, because those are all in ruins and those ruins are not explored at all. So these great universities were the homes of the greatest minds of antiquity from all over the world. People used to come from all over the world, from China, from Greece, from Scythia, and many other places. And these universities had immense libraries that contained the records of our ancestors, of our history, of our sciences, of our philosophies, of pharmacology, mathematics, astronomy, and whatnot. And these records went back thousands of years. Thousands of years. When the Greeks came to India during Chandragupta's time, they attested to the fact that India's calendar at that time went back to 6,600 or so BCE, and it had the entire lineages of thousands and thousands of kings. And all of these universities, all of these libraries, and all of those historical records were destroyed during the Turkic invasions. Every library was burned. The library at Nalanda is known to have burned for several months. So you can imagine how many records we lost. We lost all of the records of our ancient history. And that's why all we are left with is some rudimentary, fragmentary, orally transmitted recollections of our history, which our ancestors after the Turkic invasions passed on from generation to generation orally, because that was all they had left. And after the British came to India, they said that all of your oral histories are myths. And then they proceeded to write their own British version of India's history, and that is what our education system teaches us today, which is a very shameful thing. So that is why there is so little written information about our antiquity as compared to other countries like Greece or Rome. All we know today is what we are able to piece back from archaeological evidence and some texts that we may discover lying somewhere, gathering dust somewhere. There are still millions of Indian texts that have escaped destruction. Those are all gathering dust, and those are all slowly getting decomposed because the government of India is paying no attention to that. The ASI is paying no attention. So that is the state we are in. And to answer your question, I think that answers your question, because everything was destroyed during the Turkic invasions. That's why we have so little records of our ancient history.